Good blessed Friday morning, January the 29th, 2021, time being about 9:50 a.m. Greet all human beings with the universal greetings of peace, and the blessings of God be with you. I like to give a message today. My message and thought for the day is, will a man rob God? I'm going to say that 3 times. Will a man rob God? My topic today is, will a man rob God? Now, the average church that you go to, especially if they are not soul hungry. When I say soul hungry, I'm talking about they're trying to go out winning souls, but they are money hungry. They're greedy. They'll always bring the topic up. Will a man rob God? They take you to the book of Malachi, the 3rd chapter, the 8th verse. And it says, will a man rob God? And then a response say, when did we rob you? You know, and it'll go on to tell you, when you rob God, you refusing to give your tithes and offerings. Now, I've been to a lot of churches and seen a lot of preachers, bishops, ministers, whatever they want to call themselves. I done seen them preaching this. And at the same time, they asking the congregation, would they rob God because they ain't getting tithes and offerings? Let me take you to one preacher. One day he was preaching. Now, I didn't belong to the church, but my cousin them belonged to it over in Sykes, Missouri. And he was preaching about Malachi because he's saying the congregation not giving up tithes. Most of the congregation was on disability. Most of the congregation didn't have jobs. Most of the congregations that did have jobs, they barely had jobs. They was barely making it. But this man got a doctorate degree in teaching out of Little Rock, Arkansas. But he living on the congregation in one of their houses. He drives one of their vans when he drive around instead of driving his own car. They pay him and they pay his rent when he got a place in Little Rock, Arkansas, and he got a job teaching at a university in Little Rock, Arkansas. But he asked them, would a man rob God? But let me go on and tell you this here. He got to talking about them that goes to the boat gambling. He said, y'all can go to the boat gambling, but you can't give no tithes and offering, so you're robbing God. And then he said, when you go gambling, he said that it is a sin to gamble. But let me tell you what I seen him one Saturday over here in Charleston, Missouri at Boomland. Boomland is a place a lot of people come get discount cigarettes, discount gas when they traveling from the north or wherever they traveling from, and they stops down here in Charleston, Missouri. But let me show you, I was in the line for the Powerball. And here it is, this same little preacher asking people would they rob God and tell them they going to hell because they on the boat gambling. I was right behind him. He didn't know I was right behind him. He told the lady to give me 2 Powerball tickets. And she asked him, did you want the Power Play too? He said, what is that? Now, this is a person talking about you going to hell for gambling. Oh, he can sing too. He think he Al Green. But Satan can do all that same stuff. But what did Michael and Gabriel do to him? Tossed him out of heaven. But would a man rob God? And she told him what the Power Play was. And he said, give me 2 of those. And once he got those and turned around and seen me, you thought he might have seen a ghost. And I told my cousin them, and I said, I'll probably come to y'all church next Sunday, because that was a Saturday, next Sunday. And when he get to talking about people going to hell, I'm going to ask him, is he going? Because he was in the line with the Powerball with me. Is we going to hold hands going to hell? Hello, somebody. Would a man rob God? You know, I'm telling y'all this for a reason, because there are people out here that God made a call to teach and to preach his word. He made us sent them, brother, but he didn't call them. He didn't call them because of what they doing. They robbing God. They robbing the community. They not worried about the one sheep that strayed away. They just worried about the 99 that they can get that tithes and offering from. But let me tell you, let me take you to a bishop and his wife now. I ain't gonna say no names, but here it is. How is you a bishop that you keep on coming and talking about, would a man rob God? Malachi, the 3rd chapter, the 8th verse. Y'all read it for yourself. Asking, would a man rob God? But look what he's saying. He said, would a man rob God when they not giving the tithes and offerings? Some of them can't afford to give it to him. He wants you to not pay your rent. He wants your water to go off. He wants you and your kids to starve. But yet, he's living in the projects, him and his wife, driving 2020 and 2021 SUVs, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 vehicles. But would you rob God? Not only that, how is you living in the projects with vehicles like that? You and your wife vehicle total up together almost $100,000, but you're not paying for it. The congregation paying for it. But would you rob God? Then you got this old preacher over here in Charleston, Missouri, that be marching with the drug dealers, the murderers. You see what I'm saying? Getting on stage with them, talking about Charleston for change. Here in Charleston, Missouri, living in the projects, living off the congregation, driving the van around, the church van around, doing this little shopping, but he living in the projects and the congregation paying him. Would you rob God? Let's go to Libran or New Magic, wherever this wolf in sheep clothes went. Same thing, burning down one church and getting the insurance money, using other brothers that's out here ministering for them. You see what I'm saying? Sleeping with their wives. Let me stop it. Would you rob God? These is black folks I'm talking about right now. Yeah, we got racist white folk down here, but I ain't talked about them enough. I'm talking about the black folks that's robbing other black folks. Would you rob God? But let me tell you, same individuals talking about would you rob God? Let me tell you what God gonna tell you when you think that you done did so much. You thinking you fooling God. If you can't fool me, I know you can't fool God. I ain't even on God's level. I know a wolf in sheep clothes. If you look like a wolf, you walk like a wolf, you act like a wolf, you talk like a wolf, you ain't no sheep, you a wolf. Some of y'all snakes, some of y'all dogs. It's in the Bible. It tells you to watch them dogs. You see what I'm saying? God knew what he was doing when he had these people to write this Bible. I ain't no preacher now, y'all. I'm an ambassador of Jesus Christ. I was sent down here in Southeast Missouri for a reason, because some of these people, after the elders passed away that was doing the right thing, then you got another generation. They white and black, but I'm talking about the black community right now. You see what I'm saying? We talking about Donald Trump. Okay, you're talking about Donald Trump. You're talking about all them white people that was climbing that wall in Washington, D.C. I'm talking about them too. But then I'm going to get y'all back to one of the most dangerous people is these people that you giving all your money to. All you got to do is take a look around in Southeast Missouri at just about all of these preachers, white and black. Look how they living. The NAACP and most of all these black the business people here, business owners here in Charleston, Missouri and Southeast Missouri, go look at their spot. A former NAACP president getting all the money over there at 700 Cy Williams Street, or Elm Street. The C.F. Bowen Center, also known as the Lincoln School, worked for Susanna Wesley for 20 years, helping that white organization rape the black community and get all that money with a man robbed God. Now he at his house over there and here in Charleston, Missouri, on the black side of town, he making an office out of it on the black side of town, but he moved off the black side of town to the white side of town, and white folks is moving away from him because they don't want to be around those Negroes. He don't understand that, but would a man rob God? You see what I'm saying? Stop letting these people telling you when your rent is due. You see what I'm saying? Your rent is $500 and $600 or $1,500, and then the preacher telling you what you rob God, but he riding around in $30, $40, $50, $60,000 updated SUVs, and you can't even afford an Uber. But would you rob God? Okay, I'm through for right now, but I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. I don't care what none of you black folks don't like me talking about other black folks. I'm going to talk about any evil individual on the face of this earth. If you don't like it, stop watching what I put on here. Would a man rob God? Learn that Bible. Learn that Holy Quran, y'all. In Islam, if somebody teaching hatred, they ain't teaching Islam. There's zero tolerance in Islam. If anybody blowing up buildings and stuff like that, they ain't of Islam. Islam is peace. If a person said that they're a Christian, they ain't gonna, or a Catholic priest, they ain't gonna be going around here molesting little kids. You see what I'm saying? And then one thing about it, if somebody charged me with something like they did Michael Flavor in Chicago, ain't no way I would have resigned if I didn't do it. Now, when they tried to force him to resign when he was doing all that marching and send him to another parish, he refused to go. If you refuse to go then, if somebody charged you with something that you said that you didn't do, why did you leave? Would a man rob God? I ain't gonna rob God. Let me tell you why. Put my tithes and offerings. A preacher better not ask me for no tithes and offering. If I put something in there, you better say, thank God. If I put like that lady put a penny in, she put more than anybody else because the rich was putting thousands of dollars in. She didn't have but a penny, and she put that penny in. She didn't rob God. They was robbing God. Let me tell you where my tithes and offerings go. To the needy out here and the ones that these preachers and bishops and ministers is robbing. That's where my money go to. All you mega churches that's on television at the end of your sermon asking for money and you got millions of dollars. You robbing God. Peace be still.